Well, welcome back to the Heir podcast. This is season 4, episode 16, and it will be titled Self Reflecting, basically a part 2 from the last episode. So, I know people be wondering sometimes when I even have these conversations or even talk about this on the podcast, like, dang, he seems like a catch, or, why is he single? Um, Honestly, like I said, I'd rather not settle for less. Uh, I mean, there's people like, let's put it like this. Like, pretty sure everybody knows. Um, there's people that you want that they don't want you, or it's 50-50, or it's people that want you but you don't want them. So it's a mixture of that a lot of the times, or it's people that honestly they just want me for, I feel like, for my talent. And I say that because speaking on experience with past people, and also, like I said, you know, not paying attention to red flags and just bypassing them and giving people passes. So, like I said, I was settling, allowing people red flags to, continue. And that's not saying I'm perfect, but anyway, with me choosing the wrong people, that has been like a constant. I have taken a break from even dating anybody, honestly, for a while. Like, it's been a quite while. Like I said, I was you know, going to movies and stuff like that. But I feel like in that case, people generally try to use you, honestly, for a free meal and stuff like that. But when I say about the talent thing, there's people, and mind you, I haven't, you know, performed with a lot of people. I'm gonna say it like that because I don't want to get into detail of it. But I haven't performed with a lot of people. I still can count whatever how many people I performed with. Uh, but it leave a lasting effect, honestly, because these people have reached out to me. It's been many years that we even had contact and stuff, and that's what they want. And we gotta, even I think probably with other people as well, we have to get to a point where I wouldn't say that's the main event, like, or that's the main thing, is the performance. We gotta have more, or we gotta want more than that, honestly, because, and I've been in a situation where I've talked to people and it has ended badly because that was the main focus, the performance. Yeah, that's it. It's like communication has to be there as well. Now, there's, like I said in the last episode, there's been people who have fumbled, and I'm talking about fumbled as in, like, even this could have been something, or like it was somebody that you like, they kind of matched your list in a way, and you could have seen something with them, and then it's just something. It was like a falling out. That's what I feel like for me, like fumbling people, because like, people have fumbled me, of course. Like, it could have been something, and then someone reached out like, oh dang, and that shows a big level of maturity that you can even reach back out to somebody like, hey, I did this, I was wrong, whatever. Admit your faults because nobody's perfect. A lot of this stuff happened when we were young, and then a lot of us hang on to it, and that's what I have been in my journey of healing. Like, there's a lot of stuff even from childhood because there's a lot of these people I have dated, like when I was either in a group home or what is it, like in middle school or something. Honestly, so it's like being able to forgive and move on. Because the forgiving is not, we have to remember, the forgiving is not for the other person, it's for you. Because you kind of held in bondage with all that hate. Because you can forgive but not forget. Like, I mean, you can always remember what the person done to you, but not hold on to it like it's guilt. Like, oh, this person owes me something, or you wishing badly on this person. So we have to move forward in life, to actually receive our blessings. And there's been times I have dated people like saying I love them or being in love with them. And we got to get to a point where we understand the difference of knowing that you love someone, and then actually feeling like you love someone. Because you can feel like you love someone all day and all that, but actually knowing it is a whole different ball game. And we tend to get that misconstrued, and I have done that as well. Like I have dated somebody, and then like I felt like I had loved them. Then over time, it grew into something. But am I talking to that person now? Absolutely not. But it's just an example I wanted to use. But like for me, like I said, I actually need somebody that wants to be my friend, not someone that's intrigued by the performance, or that's all what they're looking for secretly. Because women and guys do it as well. Uh, they want to, like, some women use it as, oh, I just want to have fun. I still haven't lived my life yet. Guys do it, of course. Some some of them act, and some women is probably listening, or even if you do listen to the podcast, you know these type of actors. Like I have friends that, of course, I'm not friends with anymore, that have these type of actors that they pretend to be this so-called good guy, whatever, gentleman, whatever you want to call it nowadays. They fit the criteria physically, whatever, and like attributes, whatever you want to call it. But in the inside or whatever, and I guess mentally, they weren't that type of guy. They were just doing this so ultimately they can achieve this goal. And a lot of people fall for it. Guys fall for it. Women fall for it. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know. You got to be more of an advocate to those women too, because even if they listen, because I remember I used to preach to this one girl all the time, like, hey, look, this is what you got to watch out for. Because we had agreed to be friends. So I'm like, hey, look, this is what you got to watch out for and stuff like that. They never will listen. So, hey, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. So that is they fall down to their own vices. So you can't really uh, guide someone on their path. That's their journey that they are on. So you can't really control what someone else does. And then for me, I even even with dating and stuff, like I'm cautious sometimes anyway, because like someone can just lead you astray or lead you on in a way that it's an idea of that they want you, but not really. They just have an idea of, oh, I would want him. I just want anyone else to have them. So they have that like plan set out in a way. You kind of fall into a trap. And I have, because it was someone like I wanted for the longest and stuff like that. And then I just come to the fact that it was just me. Like I did these things, like went to the same college, whatever. I did these things, but it didn't matter because it was me. If it was somebody else, of course it mattered. It was just me. So I had to accept that fact. Honestly, it was a long uphill battle, honestly, even coming to that recollection and just being okay with that. I'm like, okay, I'm not for everybody. And we're not made for everybody. We're made for one person. That's as simple as it gets. And it comes down to like whatever type of person you want. Uh, and I feel like we have these standards, but is a certain, like we have a type, but in a way, it's not the type of person that's meant for us. We have this like uh, I guess stereotype of a person that we want, or generalization of a person that we would want, but it's not actually the person that's meant for us in some cases, because depending on what your list is, like if it's just materialism or some things, if it's that's what the substance is of your list, then you're looking for the wrong person. You're generally looking for the wrong person, and you have to reevaluate you and who you are as somebody, because nobody's going to want you. I mean, they could want your body, but ultimately, like deep down, people, the I don't know, but I feel like generally people actually want somebody that wants them for them, not because of that. I mean, that's a plus. Like, okay, you get with somebody, whatever, and the performance, that's a plus. I mean, but if you're solely just going after that, I, I mean, things catch up to you, and then you start catching things. So, and nah, and I never been a person that even wants that. I'm clean to this day, but I people laugh, and I always made a joke. I was like, that's how you catch it. I mean, you just out here. I mean, living living fast. Uh, you got to pump the brakes every now and then, or like pump the brakes completely. And I still believe like my person's out there, whatever. And I'm not like sitting around. That's why I do a lot of things like writing. Of course, I wrote poetry and stuff like that. Uh, would I want to go speak out and do public speaking or whatever, do poetry, a spoken word. What I would like to do that, if it calls for me to do that. I haven't gamed in a minute, but I still need to do that. And I'm not saying I'm keeping myself occupied so I don't think about these things. I'm just like trying to keep myself consistent with like a type of schedule of things so that I don't dive back into like the past of even things that I grew up with. Like, for example, if I had like an addiction or whatever and I'm sitting idle, then I could dive back into that addiction. So I do several different things to keep myself continuing and actually doing something productive. So that's what I do. And the mind tends to wander, especially as an artist. You have other ideas, and then it's doubt and other things, honestly. But do I like? Of course, I'm still a hopeless romantic. I'm continuing writing and stuff like that. Uh, Blur Beyond, we're starting season 11. Be on the lookout for that. Um, I'm always be a hopeless romantic. I just love love, and I feel like some of us get the idea of love misconstrued because basically love isn't. I feel like love isn't love without loyalty, and a lot of people forget that because they don't know what that is. Like people have grown, and they talk about this in psychology because I forgot what theory is or whatever, but the way you were brought up and stuff, like it kind of it not even kind of it counteracts how you act now and who you develop in the person that you have developed into. Because so if you didn't learn these things as a kid, you whatever you're struggling with, that's why the you struggling with love, whatever friendships like trust, loyalty, and all that that derives from your childhood. It really does. If you never witnessed that stuff, or you just witnessed a lot of unloyalty and like dishonesty and stuff like that, then you have shaped you to be a disloyal person in everything. Like snakes shed their skin, so you want to know because you were raised up to be a snake. And that's not me talking to anybody. I'm just giving a better example of what I want to talk about. For us to heal, like this is self-reflecting. I'm talking in general. Like some of it pertains to me, some of it don't. Like, but who cares? This is the facts. If you want to truly heal, you got to go back to your childhood. That's why therapy is very important. You got to go back to your childhood. That's where some of this stuff derives from. Honestly, and we just got to truly heal and get out of that. Like, uh, We gotta talk about it, be about it, push forward. Don't let none of it hold you back. Of course it's okay to be aware of these things and move forward in your life. If you constantly allow it to hold you back, you're not going to further anything. You're not going to further your career. You're not going to further any relationship. It's always going to be a talking stage for you, buddy. Yeah, that's why. And people, and with ghosting, because I've done it. Because like because I'm not in my mind. Because I had ghosted in the past, but like in my mind, if I feel like I know it's not going anywhere, I kind of can tell what you're in this for. I'm gone. Casper has struck him back. Like, yeah, but and a lot of people ghost because of that. Like their childhood as well, because they're used to people disappearing. And I'm not saying like it's some single like because a dad leaving or something like that. Maybe that's the case. Like they're used to people walking just because they're used to people walking in their life, so they walk out of other people's lives and they think that's okay. I mean, I feel like just healthy communication. Like you can easily tell somebody you're not interested. I have done it. Like and like I said, I used to ghost people. I have in the past, but I better communication. Because I mean, and honestly, people are like, "Oh, you don't owe them nothing." I mean, you don't. But like healthy communication, man, it come with healing, and so you don't feel some type of guilt or anything, or like karma come eat you up because of this. And it's been countless times, like not even saying me being ghosted. I'm just talking about me in talking stages. Is like, and I wouldn't say like I'm perfect or something. I feel like I deserve love, and like it became some type of entitlement with some people in toxic income. Like, okay, I feel like I deserve this, so I wouldn't say I would act a certain way, but it would come off a way because it's like, oh, okay, so what's the point of this? Like, for example, there's been countless times I done been places and the conversation has went well, and like I'm talking about well as the place is closing, and they're shutting the lights off and stuff, so it's time for us to go. So, and I'm like, okay, so how can that happen multiple times and I guess it doesn't develop into something, which is weird. But I don't know. People can see stuff in you that you feel like you're probably suppressing, that you need to heal from. That okay, they're like, oh well, this person is not a good match, so they like okay, I'm not interested anymore. So we gotta dive back into that and like really look at ourselves and like okay, and self reflect like okay, I know I'm not crazy or anything, but what is wrong with me? What do people see that's what's wrong with me so I can work on? I mean, it might not even be something. People are judgmental or they don't care. I would say the other thing, but they don't care. They don't care. I told my mom with Christopher. So they don't care. So they going through this talking stage. Like you're not gonna level up by doing any of this stuff. And you got to get down to the problem of it. Like some more than others, but we have to start the process. So continue to self-reflect. Keep track of your own journey. Don't watch anybody else's journey. Your process is your process. You can push yourself forward. You just have to reevaluate your mindset. Do a cleanse if you have to. Whatever it is that you can do that's positive, say that, that can push you forward. Well, this has been the Airburn Podcast. Thank you for listening. You know, I like listen to me ramble. I know people listening and stuff like, you know, I get to the point usually. I get to the point. Sometimes it's straight to the point, whatever, And then sometimes it's bits and pieces, it's gems in here, I feel like. But I thank everybody for continuing listening and, my hiatus and all that. It's going to be many more great episodes. We're going to speak that into existence. But yes, y'all be blessed, You know my social medias.